This Lion fan base, Coach, they have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Today we continue on in Wildcard Weekend with a great NFC matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We got this.
He goes set. 250.
Watch my four.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Down deep into Seattle territory. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 19-yard line. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
From the red zone now, Stafford. Jones has it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, 22.
Check out route.
Double right.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch twist. Watch
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That backs them up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Check curls. Alert.
SOS, 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 SOS.
Hey, red.
Whip. Watch the whip.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game.
To the middle, let's go.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal.
That's track. 11.
Check. Middle.
They'll run it with Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
49, check 49. Like 7.
Back.
Here we go with Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Johnson kept out of the end zone on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand.
Watch the twist. He's coming. Double up.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. On 2nd down now. It's Carson, and they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 7.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 35. Let's go, T. It's going to be a point.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Flush to his right. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Hey, Charlie.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They come out here in the eye. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Trying to punch it in with Collins. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Alex Collins taking it in as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. A pass there over the middle to start things out. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And finding the tight end, Wilson. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Lions will use the first of their time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't. They'll come out in the pistol. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. That was shades of Tennessee volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss. You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. from 3 yards out. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. On second down, it's Carson. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going.
Mike 35, Mike 35. Watch the slant. 35 to Mike. I'm coming after you.
Run it.
Off.
On third down, Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Hey, orbit.
Throwing on third down, Stanford. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick here is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
But no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. To throw on 3rd down. Wilson, flush to his right. And he's got his target. That's more. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10.
Stafford on the keeper. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, one of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
Now it's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Will Harris. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go, here we go.
Hey, 22!
Right there, 54, right there, right there. Hey, zoom. Hey, defense.
Now it's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 27 yards there, a first down.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Here we go. Check. 32.
Hey, Alpha.
On first down, Stafford here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, but it'll be second down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Buying time to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now Stafford. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. T.J. Hockenson there to make the grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. We got to step on. 52.
Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He can run. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Lions have recovered.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, 54.
Stafford. He'll get this one to Golladay. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Hey, 3, 2, 18, chop.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Monday.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Like 7.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. from 4 yards out. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Escaping the pressure right. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6.
Exit.
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft.
25. Check 25. Check 25.
Kill. Check nickel.
She on my heart. Ready to move. Get on.
Now Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 74 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Omaha, ready to move.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Wilson steps away to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. They bring Rashaan Melvin on the corner blitz, and he gets there. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
250! 11.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 16 yards, a 1st down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Johnson on, it's poke free. Football's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes. Now the ball's out. Osweiler lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he is out of bounds up around the 14-yard line.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. From the 50 at Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Ready to break. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch your slant. Watch your slant. Watch your slant.
Osweiler with a sneak. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. And I know it's hard to find solace on one side when the season ends, no matter where it ends, but especially in the playoffs because there's all that build-up to the moment. But I would imagine the post-game locker room speech, it'll have a pretty positive spin.
It should. They've made a heck of a run to get to the playoffs and have that chance to advance, even though they didn't. But you're right about how much it's going to hurt because when you work that hard to get this far, it hurts just a little bit more, no matter what.